Alright, y'all. I've never went live on YouTube. I literally don't have storage in my phone. Instagram will often play with your videos, etc., especially for the type of information that I'm giving out. So hopefully everyone tunes in for the playback. I am reading from my blog post. If you would like to find my blog, I am definitely going to link it in the description. You can also click on my link tree. And yes, do the deep dive, do the digging. If you really want this information, you will. That's why I'm on YouTube with it. For everybody on Instagram, they really want the information, they'll come to YouTube and look for it. So, new moon in Scorpio plus Venus in Libra, and just getting into the overall energies that we've been feeling throughout this month and that we will be feeling for the rest of the year, pretty much. The collective energies we have been experiencing this month. I'm reading y'all. We starting off. Look, I went through so much trying to get this together, so I'm just like, let me do this, and then I have a yoga client later. So, the collective energies we have been experiencing this month and will be experiencing through the end of the year have been highlighting our shadow side, aka our fears, our traumas, our shame, our guilt, the things we are embarrassed about, and the things about ourselves that we try to hide from. So our shadow is being highlighted. The sun is in Scorpio, shining a light on our shadow side, our fears, all the parts of ourselves that we've kept stuff away, right? It says we have been asked to explore our inner terrain and shine a light on our inner darkness, awakening to our own truth so that we may grow, heal, and transform. Sounds like a lot of responsibility, right? Shining a light on our pains, our wounds, our thoughts, all the experiences that we've tried to forget, the things that we've tried to repress, the things that we've stuffed down into the furthest corners of our psyche. It's hard to do that. It's hard to shine a light on those things. It's hard when those things come up to the surface. It's uncomfortable, right? But it's important that we take the time now, with the sun being in Scorpio, the energy is being given to us now to shine a light in on our subconscious mind. This is going to help us further investigate who we are on a soul level in order for us to awaken to our truth. Your truth is why you are here on this planet and what you have come here to do, right? So, and this whole process of awakening to your darkness, right? Owning your truth because you're accepting and integrating the dark parts of you. This is to help us all grow. This is to help us all heal. This is to help us all transform. So it is a lot of responsibility. Right now, our relationships mirror our lighter and darker, well, always, all of our relationships do. But right now, relationships are being highlighted with the Venus in Libra. Our relationships mirror our lighter and darker attributes, our lower and higher natures, right? So some relationships mirror the lighter or the higher parts of you, some relationships mirror your higher self, whereas some relationships mirror your lower self, those darker attributes, right? It says the overall energy that everyone has been feeling in their personal relationships and connections has been intense. 2023 has had this very heavy relationship theme as it relates to family, platonic, romantic relationships, and business. It says we want to dig into our subconscious minds and study the wounded parts of ourselves that tend to manifest disharmonious relationships and experiences, and heal that part of ourselves so that we may experience higher manifestations of love. I'm going to keep reading, right? It says the overall energy that everyone has been feeling in their personal relationships and connections has been intense. All of our relationships are up for review. We have been forced to pull out all the skeletons in our closets, organize them, sort through them, and discard whatever is rotting away. Letting go of mindsets, letting go of beliefs, letting go of behavioral patterns and mental patterns that have kept us imprisoned to our lower nature or that of someone else's. Because oftentimes when we're in relationships with people, we imprison ourselves to this person's desire, this person's thought, this person's belief of what they want for our life or for the relationship. And oftentimes that doesn't resonate with us on a soul level. So when we start to shed those mindsets, when we shed those beliefs, when we start to awaken to our own truth, that's what helps us to find relationships and people that resonate with us on a soul level, where we don't feel trapped in love, where we don't feel trapped in a friendship or in a relationship with a family member. You understand? It says that this season has us uncovering repressed wounds and actively taking the time to tend to them, to treat them, and to heal them. During this time, we are encouraged to end toxic karmic cycles and pursue relationships that resonate with us on a soul level. The toxic karmic cycles are represented by the South Node, where the North Node represents your karmic destiny point that you're trying to go towards in this life. Your South Node represents that karmic point that you're trying to leave behind. It represents your past lives. So though there may be some gifts that you've brought in from your past life into this life, more often than not, we're trying to leave the cycles and the toxicity of the past life behind so our soul can evolve towards that North Node, right? It says aligning, once we do this, right, during this time, we are encouraged to end toxic karmic cycles and pursue relationships that resonate with us on the soul level. This is to help align us with our soul family, to align us with our soul tribe, even soul mates, and relationships that will help us heal in new ways, relationships that will help us love in new ways, and relationships that will help us express ourselves in healthy new ways. So we're leaving the toxic cycles, we're leaving the mindsets, the behavioral patterns, the mental patterns that no longer resonate with us on a soul level, and we're moving towards relationships that resonate with us on a soul level that are going to help our soul evolve to where we're trying to go in this life. It says the karmic cycles that we are overcoming are intergenerational and will help us rewrite new stories for, this is, you know, my blog post. I'm reading this and I'm like, oh, this shit is good. Anyway, the karmic cycles that we are overcoming are intergenerational and will help us rewrite new stories for our bloodlines as it relates to heart chakra healing. We are encouraged to stop forming relationships based on trauma bonds and survival. Choose love and be intentional when you invite people into your life. Connect authentically with others. The connections and relationships formed at this time are karmic and fated. It says karmic relationships, soulmates, fated relationships. This could be on either end of the spectrum. So sometimes when people hear that, oh, I'm gonna meet my soulmate, it's like fantasy and illusion and love and romance, but you can meet a soulmate that is going to drag you through hell because you refuse to look at your darkness. So they're going to come into your life and reflect all those parts of you back to you and then leave you with that. So you want to make sure that you're doing the inner work and you're not blaming other people or like putting everything else on other people, kind of relying on people in a way. You want to make sure that you're doing the work that yourself. You want to make sure you're taking time out yourself to deal with your shadows. Don't wait on somebody else to do it for you because it will feel painful. It's not going to be easy. It says you have to choose to end toxic cycles by first healing yourself. Stop blaming others. Recognize the mirror that they are holding up to you. You have to choose to end toxic cycles by first healing yourself. You know, the most healing that I've done, I was just reflecting on this earlier, was in moments of isolation, solitude, being completely alone. It does not feel good. It does not feel good to be alone. It hurts. We want human connection. We want touch. We want love. But that's how I've been able to do the most of my healing, hands down. It says you have to choose. You have to choose to end karmic cycles and toxic cycles by first healing yourself. Only you can heal yourself. Stop blaming other people. Recognize the mirror that they are holding up to you. They're just here to show you a part of yourself that you refuse to see. That is the reason why we have people in our lives, honestly. With that being said, We also want to understand that some of us may be repeating old patterns, re experiencing lessons not learned or processed, and dealing with unresolved conflicts. That's that South Node energy. The energy of Venus or Libra, Venus and Libra, because Venus is the ruler of the sign Libra. The energy of Venus and Libra deals with matters of the heart. This could apply to platonic, romantic, familial, or business relationships. As we explore our subconscious minds and bring awareness to the deep rooted seeds that have been planted, we also bring awareness to the parts of ourselves that have been manifesting the relationships and karmic entanglements we find ourselves in. Let me read that one more time. As we explore our subconscious minds, as we shine a light on our own inner terrain, we bring awareness to the deep rooted seeds that have been planted long ago when you were 0 through 7 years old, right? And that's like the prime years for subconscious programming. So you didn't have no control. You couldn't do anything. You were just susceptible to your parents in those ages. So we're going back now. I'm 25 years old. I'm digging back to when I was 1, when I was 2, things that I can't even remember, and removing that programming in order for me to manifest more soul resonant relationships in my life at this time. It says, as we explore our subconscious minds and bring awareness to the deep rooted seeds that have been planted, we also bring awareness to the parts of ourselves that have been manifesting the relationships and karmic entanglements we find ourselves in. Instead of placing the blame on other people, we are prompted to explore our wounds, the thought patterns and beliefs formed because of said wounds, and the way that these thoughts and beliefs have shaped our minds and shaped our experience of the world and our relationships. It says this new moon invites us to search for equal partnerships, mutual connections, alliances, reciprocity, and shared resources. We are encouraged to pursue relationships that will help us transcend the past, not recreate an old lesson. We are asked to foster soul resonating connections. We are asked to forgive others and to build relationships that will help others heal. We're building relationships that are going to help other people develop their personal power. We're building relationships that are going to help people self-advocate for themselves. We're going to build relationships that help people strengthen their communication and their communication skills and their mental fortitude. And I was telling myself all these things are extremely important for relationships, right? So not only are we building relationships that are helping other people developing these things, but we're developing these things within ourselves, because a relationship, Libra and Venus rules over one-to-one relationships. So for a relationship to be anything, two individuals have to come together. So you individually have to have your personal power developed. You have to be able to self-advocate for yourself. You have to be able to speak up for yourself and to say, when your friends say, let's go jump off a cliff, like, nah, bitch, I'm not doing that. You know what I'm saying? You have to be able to speak up for yourself when you're in relationships. You have to be able to say no, to not be codependent, to not just go along with what your partner wants for you or what your parents want for you. You have to stand up for yourself, self-advocate for yourself. You have to have strong communication skills in relationships. This is like one of the only things that make relationships work. And I don't, have the best communication skills when it comes to some of my relationships, but I understand this is something that I have to work on in order to maintain positive, harmonious relationships in my life. I have to have stronger communication skills. This is why we have to study our subconscious mind and dive deep into ourselves, because I have to be able to tell people I am very sensitive. I am very anxious at times. So sometimes when I get real quiet, or when I act like this, when I act like that, it's because I don't really feel comfortable and I'm so sensitive. I picked up on some energy. I have to be able to articulate that. So you want to strengthen your communication skills in order for you to have strong relationships with other people. You also, what's the last one? Want to have strong mental fortitude in order for you to one day be married and have a family. And this is something that, like, You know, I've seen on memes and reels and stuff that men often have to consider when they're married and when they're relationships. The man has to think about himself. He has to think about his wife. He has to think about his mom. He has to think about, you know, his dad. Because sometimes men are helping pay their parents' bills once they get older. He got to think about his kids. What time he got to pick the kids up. What time he got to pay the bills. What time he got, you know what I'm saying? You have to have strong mental fortitude in order to balance a relationship, be able to communicate with somebody, tell them how you feel, show them love, show them respect, you know what I'm saying, while also thinking about all the other people and all the other things that you have to take care of. Some people can't handle that much. Their brains, their mind cannot handle that much. Once it gets to a certain point, it's easy for them to snap. It's easy for them to start yelling. It's easy for them to just ruin a relationship altogether just because of the weight of everything else in their mind and in their life, and they don't have the mental fortitude to be able to stand all that or have the wherewithal to handle all that. So those are some things, like I said, that we're building right now, and not only healing within ourselves, but helping others heal by developing these soul resonant relationships. For those who want to be stuck in the mud, leave them there. For people who want to be stuck in the mud, leave them there. For people who want to be stuck in the mud, leave them there. For people who want to be stuck in the mud, leave them there. We often have to witness people we love choose to remain in their darkness instead of harmoniously integrating those aspects of themselves. Some people identify too much with their pain, their fear, and the identity they created in survival mode that it would hurt them entirely too much. It would almost kill them to face their pain, to accept the things that have happened to them, and to let go and move on. They claim victimhood, and they use this as an excuse for why they just can't get ahead in life. Despite their material and tangible efforts, this person may have shoes, cars, clothes, money, things to validate and boost their ego. Physically and materially, they may even be ahead. However, spiritually and mentally, they are stuck in a loop that has impeded their self-development. Although they age physically, their emotional intelligence and intelligence quotient are akin to that of a secondary education school student. So although they age physically, we are in our mid-20s, late 20s. You know what I'm saying? But there are some people who are so concerned with having things physically and materially that they've completely forgotten about their mental development and their spiritual development. So mentally, spiritually, emotionally, they're still acting as if they was 14, 15, 16 years old. Whereas they're physically late 20s, early 30s, mid 30s, you know, and have the clothes, the shoes, the cars, and everything else to show that they're in their mid 30s, or to show that they're in their early 20s, or whatever, you know what I'm saying? But they don't have the emotional intelligence to show that. They don't have the mental fortitude. They don't have the communication skills. They don't self-advocate for themselves enough to show that they're actually in their mid-20s, that they're actually 36 years old. You know what I'm saying? So you have to really rearrange your mind and rearrange your focus at this time. What is important to you in the long run? What's going to help you? Because your relationships, your network is your net worth, right? That's what everyone says. Your relationships matter in the long run. So how are you going to develop yourself? How are you going to overcome the worst parts of yourself so that you can walk in a room and feel confident and talk to anybody and develop relationships that will take you anywhere? If you can't deal with your shadows, you will never be able to do that. It says some people don't want the help. They don't want to be empowered or see you in your power because of how it makes them feel. It is uncomfortable to study your traumas and your fears. It doesn't always feel good tending to your wounds. This is why people shy away from the process. Energy work is also required. Energy work is also required in tandem with this deep self-exploration. As you are shining a light on the darkest parts of your subconscious mind, as you are studying your wounds, your fears, your traumas, when you are bringing up all these things that have hurt you, all these things that you've tried to forget about. These things are painful. These things are shameful, embarrassing. They make you feel like you're like one of the worst people on the planet. You know what I'm saying? Some of the things that we've done, we have to be honest with ourselves. We're human. We're flawed. When we understand that, we start to study our flaws, we're like, damn, I ain't shit. That's hard to deal with. That's really hard to sit with. That's why energy work is required in tandem with this deep self-exploration. You can't just sit down and journal about your shadows all day. You have to put action towards that, right? Mars is also in Scorpio at this time. Mars rules over action. We have to put action towards what we're uncovering about our shadows. It says you must move your body, you must exercise, you must do some type of yoga, breath work, because all that is doing, exercise is like an exorcism, literally. It has the same root or like base word if you look it up on the etymology website, because what you're doing is purging emotions, you're purging feelings. Do yoga, do breath work, use the elements, work with incense, work with candles, work with crystals, work with herbal teas, work with oils. All these things help work with your energy in a certain way, in a particular way. When you're working with certain oils, the smell that it produces, the way that it makes you feel, all of this helps work with your energy in a particular way to help you purge and release emotions. When you have crystals set up in your room, when you set up candles and things of that nature, all of that, helps facilitate a certain energy to help you purge and release and sort through your emotions, right? So energy work is required in tandem with this deep self-exploration. You must move your body, exercise, do yoga, do breath work, use the elements, incense, candles, herbal teas, oils, crystals. Talk out loud to yourself and others about it. Cry about it. Scream about it. Be vocal. When you're talking, you're getting energy out of your body. Be vocal about what you're going through, right? You have to do whatever it is that you have to do to help you sift through your darkness. Yoga works for me. It may not work for everybody. You know what I'm saying? Breath work, meditation works for me. It may not work for everybody. Some people can take walks. Other people have to go to the gym. Find what works for you, right? So that you can sift through your darkness and purge the thoughts. Purge the feelings, the beliefs, the fears, the humiliation that you have been carrying. You don't have to be the bag lady no more. You can let all of that stuff go. All that dense energy has been holding you back from connecting with your inner power, right? That's that Scorpio energy, but also connecting with your soul tribe, your soul family, and maybe even your soul mate. That's Libra. That's that Venus conjunct the South Node, connecting with karmic relationships that are going to help us grow and evolve. So you want to make sure that you're doing the inner work so you have room. You have to remove, take away the old. I cannot put another table in this table's place. I have to get rid of this in order to bring another one up. I can't, why would I put another tapestry over this one when I can get rid of this tapestry and then go get a new one? You know what I'm saying? So you have to purge, let go of things in order to invite newness into your life. You have to let go of these old thoughts, these feelings, these beliefs, these mindsets that are like some of your soul tribe, some of y'all soulmates, some of your soul family are not vibrating or resonating on the level of your fears and your traumas. We cannot be forming trauma bonds anymore at this time. This season, it is time to purge. It is time to cleanse out those deep, dark corners of your subconscious mind and allow yourself to be transformed. Step into who you have been called to be. No excuses. That's why Instagram was playing with my video. I was like, fuck that. I'm gonna delete it. Deleted that shit. This morning, I don't know, the energies was weird. Then like when it got time to like, I had the time and the space to create this, I was like, nah, I don't want to do it. Fuck that. I'll do it some other time. And I sat down and I read my blog post and I was like, I have no excuse. We about to do this shit right now. I'm about to get this shit off. Whoever's gonna see it is gonna see it. Whoever's gonna, you know what I'm saying? And it is what it is. And I have to be consistent and I have to continue to overcome the parts of myself that are scared to be seen. You know, my own fears, my own wounds, my own traumas. I have a Virgo moon. The self-critical, the judgmental, all these things that have been stopping me from doing what the fuck I've been called to do. Because even if it's only 3 people watching me, one of those people could bless me and change my life forever. So if you want the blog post, link in the bio or in the description. And yeah, first of many, but this is gonna be like vlog diary, video diaries, just reading my blog posts because I journal nonstop, and it's imperative that I get this information out there because I need my life to start moving forward. So y'all, peace, blessings. Thank you so much for watching. If you did, there's like 1 or 2 people in here, but definitely, y'all please share. I have no idea how to do this. Y'all please share. All right.